I'm Sheila Clemenson. I'm the owner of Transitions Coaching Services. I'm a certified career coach and HR consultant. I have over 25 years of experience hiring job seekers and advising employees and managers in best hiring practices. Our first video is timely. We're presenting on virtual interviewing tips. During this COVID-19 pandemic, it is a critical time to learn how to master the art of the virtual interview. So here are some quick tips that we'd like to share with you to help you be successful. I'm using Zoom, and there are different programs that people may connect you with. There's WebEx, there's Google Hangouts, there's Skype. Just know that we're using Zoom today, and I'm sharing my presentation so that you can have all the information that you need. We are ready to go, lights, camera, action. And what do you need to be prepared for your virtual interview? There are two things that are first and foremost important: equipment and user tips. We're going to focus on equipment first. In particular, you need to know about your internet speed and bandwidth. It's important to know what your speed is, and if it's below 20 megabits per second, you may need to contact your internet provider. So you can go to speedtest.net to check your speed and make sure that it's substantial. Another thing that you need to know is if you have more people in your household who are on the internet at a particular time, streaming on their emails, you need to know that that's going to take away from your bandwidth. So it's a good thing for you to let them know that you have an important appointment. There is a way that you can actually hook up an Ethernet cable, and that's going to give you a direct connection to your router. It's something that you can set up or have done for you. You also want to make sure that you are sitting in closer proximity to your router or modem rather than on the opposite end of the house. So it'd just be good for you to kind of plot out where you're going to do your interview to be most successful. The second thing that you need to be thoughtful about is your webcam. Most laptops, of course, have a built-in integrated camera already. Desktops, that's a whole different situation. You'll just need to make sure that you have a video camera that's going to work. I have one I've purchased through Logitech on Amazon for 15 bucks, and it's really an awesome camera. You can see the clarity that I'm coming across well. If I switch over and if I show you the computer camera, the integrated camera on the laptop, you can see that I have some more shading, the light isn't quite as clear, my face isn't as bright. So it's important for you to preview your webcam in advance so that you know how clear you're going to come across. I'm going to switch back over to my other camera because I really like that one best. The third thing that you need to do is check your computer microphone. You want to make sure your volume is on. You want to make sure you have access to your volume. I want to say the number one thing that I see people do wrong is they don't know how to function their mute button, and they don't know how to turn their volume up or down. So it's really good for you to play around with that from the get-go and test it out in advance. If your computer mic doesn't seem good enough, and I'm using my computer mic right now, you can always purchase an inexpensive little microphone that you can actually clip to your lapel or to your scarf, whatever you're wearing for your interview. So mainly you want to test out all of your equipment, audio, visual, everything, and make sure that it goes off without a hitch. Test it with a friend in advance, and just know that if you want to test, Skype is free. You can probably do Google Hangouts. Zoom is free with the basic package. So there are a lot of options for you to test the functionality of using everything in advance. The next thing we're going to move on to is virtual interviewing etiquette. And sometimes, they call it video interviewing as well, but you really want to make a great impression. You want to make sure that you are silencing your cell phone and that you are setting boundaries around everything. You really don't want this happening while you're in the middle of an interview. And you don't want this happening either. That's something that is just not going to go over very well. Make sure that you are using one of your quieter rooms in your home. Set boundaries with people in your home, in particular pets, kiddos, grandkiddos. You can put a sign on your door that says, "Be quiet, I'm in an interview," but they probably won't pay attention. They really just want to ask you the questions or tell you what they want when you get on the phone or on the computer. So you need to know that in advance and plan for it. Pay attention to your room lighting. It's important to know what time of day you're interviewing in a particular room. My office here has bright sunlight first thing in the morning, and it's important for me to know what time of day I'm going to be in that interview so that I can make sure that I plan for that. If I open up my shade and you can see that natural light's coming in, this isn't a problem. But sometimes if direct sunlight's coming through and it's coming through from the front window into your face, it can wash you out. In addition, if you have too much lighting behind you, there can be glares for the people who are seeing you. You want to be careful about that. In addition, you want to be careful about what people can see behind you. You want to make sure there isn't dirty laundry, that there aren't stacks of papers that you need to take care of, that you don't have hoarded toilet paper maybe behind you because you needed to find a place to put it, and or your liquor collection, which may be awesome, but it's not something that you want to share during an interview. Another thing that you want to be thoughtful about is just making sure that you're presenting your best self and that you're using the natural light that you can use and the artificial light. You just know how it's going to play in that particular room at that particular time of day, and you want to just show your best face forward. We want you looking good and sounding great. Dress professional, just as you would in person, from head to toe. Don't use COVID as an excuse to be sloppy or to be less professional. And if you're showing the top half of yourself, just remember you don't want to be wearing pajama bottoms, or heaven forbid, no bottoms at all, if you need to get up to do something. So you should just pay attention to dressing properly from head to toe. Your face should be properly lit with good camera angle, good lighting sources. You'll want to check to make sure that your posture is good and you're sitting up straight. Look directly into the camera rather than slouching down or not looking into the camera, because that isn't going to be a good impression at all. When you're looking into the camera, it's kind of deceiving because you may be looking at that person interviewing you on the screen, but you actually talk to them by looking at the camera. And it's awkward, but it's something good to practice and to get comfortable with, because you want to make sure that you have excellent eye contact. The last point is make sure you're speaking clearly, that you have a good tone of voice. Make sure you mute your microphone when you don't need to use it. You're going to notice either an X through a microphone or a red line. You can click and unclick that to mute and unmute. It's really good to do that to minimize distractions. When you're live, you're live. And just know that you've got this. You may be asked permission to record the interview. Don't let that make you nervous. Use that as an opportunity to just showcase yourself in the best way possible. Keep an eye on your view frame. You can make sure that if you need any adjustments, you can do that. If you need to change position or do something differently. And just remember to relax and breathe, because we do not do enough of that. And take your time to be thoughtful about answering the questions, to highlight the best parts of yourself. Don't be concerned about some silence. Use that time and take that time. It's not going to work against you. I'm looking forward to seeing you on my next video, where we're going to be talking about job searching during the pandemic. I have a lot of helpful tips that bring a lot of clarity, and it's really needed right now. So I'm looking forward to having you join us for that next video. Just something for you to know, we do have checklists and resource documents that will have some great tips that you can access. Contact me at sheila@transitionscoachingservices.com. I'm more than happy to connect you with it as well. If you have any additional questions, please reach out to me. Thank you.